Welcome to a new vlog. I should not be starting a new vlog, but I am, and here we are. So this one I have been waiting to do for a really long time. These books look like they don't go together at all, which is perfectly fine. They're not meant to match in any way other than the writing on the side goes the same direction, so I can take a picture and make it look aesthetically okay. So the first book I'm going to tell you that I'm going to read in this one is the last book I'm going to start in this one, and it is A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the first book in the spin-off series for the From Blood and Ash, and I'm going to slow read this because all of the history in the War of Two Queens didn't make any sense to me, and you're supposed to read this before you read the War of Two Queens, so I kind of made a mistake there, but it didn't make any sense to me, and I was a bit lost of who was who and who did what and all that, and I feel like this is going to clear some up, so I'm going to read it slower, going last. Second to last, I am reading Zeros by Scott Westerfield. This is a superhero book, from what I can assume. Every power has a price. I remember buying this and being like, I want to read a superhero book because I genuinely want to write one, and I have had plans for one. I tried once, but I feel like reading it is going to give me some inspo and an idea of how to write it, you know? So I have this whole trilogy or series or whatever it is. I have the whole thing, so this is the first one. I also think this goes for this one goes for my year goal. So does this one. Fantastic. They both match up. It's great. I also have the audiobook for Zeros, but I'm going to try and read it physically, I think. And then the third book, which is the first book I'm going to start with because I have the audiobook and it's due in like 6 days, and that's the reason why I'm starting this vlog, is Hunting, Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. I am trying really hard to pronounce her name. I've practiced and practiced and practiced, and I still can't get it. Anywho, this one is the sequel to Stalking Jack the Ripper, and it is, let's see, 436 pages. So that's okay, it's under, but there's some cool documents in here. Hang on, what does it actually say? Let me see. Is this one, are these pages numbered? They're not numbered. That's okay. Anywho, I have read Dracula now, so I probably understand it more, but we're gonna start with this. I think I rated Stalking Jack the Ripper 3 stars or 4 stars. It was pretty good. I liked the ending, I liked the concept, it had a good twist, and I liked the main character and the love interest a lot. So I'm hoping this one will also be enjoyable and just like a fun, kind of lighthearted tale, you know? And that's what I'm starting with, so let's get going. Weird update angle, but you know. I am on chapter 14, which is 117 pages into Haunting Prince Dracula. This is super interesting. I'm actually really intrigued because I love reading about Romania and learning things about Romania. It's like one of the places that had like fascinated me since I was a kid, which seems very weird, but I do have Romanian heritage, and I did like a whole project on it when I was in school. It wasn't a very good project, but I tried, okay? So the fact that it's taking place in Romania is like awesome to me. Also gives off like that Van Helsing movie vibe with, what's his face? Oh my gosh, what's the dude's name? The guy who plays Wolverine. What's his name? I don't remember. Anywho, it gives off that movie vibe, which I'm very, very happy about because I love that movie. Nothing crazy has gone on. It's very much like, obviously there's about to be a crime introduced that, well, it's already been introduced, but they're about to like take it on as like, okay, I need to solve this. Somebody got sick and died in the town where they're going to school, like near there, and I can't remember what it's called. Anywho, Audrey Rose and the other dude, the dude named, the love interest name, Audrey and Thomas. Audrey and Thomas are gonna like take that on, obviously. That's like the whole plot of the thing. The whole plot of the series. Jesus Christ. I can't talk today. What is happening to me? Anywho, Audrey and, well, Audrey Rose is her name, but and Thomas are gonna take on figuring out what's going on because people are being staked. This classmate, they haven't even started school yet, and this classmate has already died. And she's already pissed off a prince, you know. They're just like living their best life already. I actually like this a lot more than the first one. The first one was weird. This one, she has a lot of trauma dealing with what happened in the first one, obviously, because the first one was like literally, her brother was a psychopath. Let's say that. We all can agree her brother was a psychopath and left her with a shit ton of trauma, which is completely understandable, and I think it's being written really well here as somebody who's not experienced that kind of trauma because it's fucking insane. Let's resurrect my dead mom with body parts from prostitutes. drama. And I forget what I was saying because I just got interrupted. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Solid 3 to 4 star read at the moment. I don't remember what I gave the first one, but I kind of hope it's like kind of insane and psychotic in this one too, because I very much enjoyed that about the first one. So I'm hoping for some weird, disgusting plot twist, and that's where I'm at. Update for this bad boy. I should just throw my hair over more often, shouldn't I? I am in chapter 42, so I'm around page 387. I'm like a really good chunk into this. I listened to as much as I possibly could at work. Obviously, I missed some pictures. What the heck? Oh no, these are just letters. Never mind. They read out the letters. Oh, there's a picture. Where did they go? I missed it. Anyways, so I'm listening to the audiobook. I listened to a huge chunk at work today. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know anybody's names. She could be like, my maid, my best friend, and I would understand it better than the people's names. I still hardly ever remember Audrey Rose and Thomas something. His last name starts with a C. Their relationship is really cute. I really like their relationship. I love that they're like trying really hard not to rush it, but they're like hands all over each other anyways, and they're like, oh, this is nice. Oh my god, I need to stop. And it's really cute and adorable. And I just love them. But also there is a mystery at play here. People are dying. Get with the program, Darby. This is not just a romance novel. This is a mystery novel. It's supposed to be terrifying and scary, and it is a little creepy, I will admit that. They do go exploring in like secret caverns, which is I think where they are right now, at Bran Castle, in the crypt. Yes, they're like in this creepy crypt, and it's like spooky. I still do think Stalking Jack the Ripper was a little bit more terrifying because of the stuff that happened. If you have not read it, I'm about to spoil a little bit, but with her mother and her brother, that kind of stuff that happened, that was god awful terrifying. This one is just more fun. She's trying to make it creepy, and sure, she's making it a bit creepy. It's a little bit creepy. It's not terrifying, but I like it. The first one was definitely had more of the creep factor than this one does, but I do enjoy this one for the fun. Does that make sense? So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna put away my laundry and hopefully finish it. I don't have a whole lot left. They've also just laid out a bunch of like Easter eggs of who they think it is, and I honestly have no idea. Probably because I don't know anybody's name. I'm not paying attention enough to know that, but I am enjoying it. And it's a solid 3 or 4 stars right now. I think I'm at a 3 at the moment, just because I'm like, Jack the Ripper with a little bit more spooky. I understand it's YA and it's not supposed to be that spooky, and I understand it's more of a mystery, but it's good. I do really like it. I am enjoying it a lot. Maybe 4. 3.5. 3.5. We're gonna compromise. Maybe 3.75. It's almost there. It's almost there. I finished it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. She deserved it for the romance. I'm only here for the romance. I do like how she set up the next book though, and the ending of this was just very nice. I like the fact that the murderer was a woman in this one. I was like, hell yeah. I mean, I suspected, but like there were so many twists and turns. I didn't know who was who, and I was just confused the whole time. So like I never knew it was happening, but I like the reveal, and I like what happened after the reveal, and it was just creepy enough, the reveal. I was like, nice, this is good. So 4 stars for that. I will be continuing on the series. So far the books are good enough, I do keep them. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like maybe in the future I should reread this series just physically instead of audiobook wise, and I might enjoy it a little bit better. But it is fun. I don't typically like mysteries, so this is nice that I like this, and that's all I really have to say about it. On to the next book. I don't know which one it'll be yet. Stay tuned to find out. So I'm coming at you from doing my skincare routine to update you on this book. And I should have updated you like 130 pages ago. 137 pages exactly, because I'm on 237. But I couldn't create a coherent thought process of me talking about it though. I am going to do my skincare. That's the whole point of this. But A Shadow in the Ember. I will say that I am a little behind on this train. I'm supposed to read this one before you read the War of Two Queens. And there were some world building things about the War of Two Queens that didn't make any sense to me. I kept getting names mixed up, which is part of the reason why I want to reread it. The second book is out. Is it right there? It was right there. Where did I put it? It's over there. A Shadow in the Ember. The second book is out already, so it was over there. But anywho, here are our thoughts and feelings, because it's a bit daunting sometimes to read prequels. Some people really like them, some people don't. Some I like, some I don't like. It would be way worse if it was just a novella, but it's not a novella, so I'm feeling a bit better about it. And In this one, it's like thousands of years before the events of From Blood and Ash happen. And in there we have Sarah, is I think I use it, her name. It's S-E-R-A, Sarah. That's what I think it is, because it stands for Seraphina, and we know that. And it's kind of like a met by chance. While she's doing her stuff, she meets Ash, who is a god, and they kind of fight a couple of times and make out. Their first meeting made a lot of sense, and then they ran into each other a couple more times, and it all made sense to me, and I was enjoying it. And then there was a steamy scene by the lake that was interesting. Interesting in the sense that when Poppy, I don't mean to compare them, but like I'm going to compare them. When Poppy and Hawk in the first book had their encounter of like, oh my gosh, this is really hot and steamy, it was very different. The vibe, or it was very different in the vibe, but the premise was the same. Pretty much the exact same thing happened of the steamy stuff. That's exactly the same thing happened. But with Sarah and Ash, it didn't feel as natural as it did with Poppy and Hawk, which was a little concerning to me. It feels like Jennifer was just like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be together in the end, so here's that scene. And I think she tried to do like a parallel to the first From Blood and Ash or whatever, and pushed it a little too fast, in my opinion. I feel like there needed to be like 1 or 2 more meetups before that happened, because with Poppy and Hawk, when they were in the first one, they spent a lot more time together. They had a lot more deep conversations with each other. Whereas like Sarah and Ash have kind of just been arguing the whole time. Does that make sense? Do I feel like I'm just, yeah. And I know you're not supposed to compare them or whatever, but like they are in the same series, and she did write them very, very parallel to each other. So I'm like, I feel like it's okay to just be like, okay. So she did this with this one and this with this one, right? Like we all feel that, right? I'm still enjoying it though. I'm still having a fun time, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I hope that the world building in this one helped me understand the War of Two Queens. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, right? Oh, I'm scrunching this. I'm so sorry to myself and my face. And I think that before I read the second one, I want to reread the War of Two Queens. I love that book for specific reasons that deal with polyamory, but like, I feel like rereading it would help me figure out what's gonna happen when she releases the second one. Oh, you know how late this is in the year of me reading this? Jennifer L. Armentrout, the queen, just announced, literally last night, I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and she announced all of the new books in the From Blood and Ash universe. And I read it because I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. I just like had briefly opened it. I was like, oh my god, there's a new From Blood and Ash book. Here's the title of it. And I showed it to my best friend who was sitting next to me. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then after Dungeons and Dragons, before I went to bed, I was on Facebook, and it was like, oh my gosh, I need to update. Somebody posted on Facebook was like, I need to update my little chart thingy to like do it. And it was like four new books in there, and I was like, what do you mean she named all these books? So I had to go back and find her post, because I'm on her Facebook post. And I found her post, and it was like, oh yeah, here's some more books. And I sent it to my friend. I was like, bro, we missed like 3 announcements. And it was just like, oh my gosh, you know? So, go us. I mean, we were playing Dungeons and Dragons in our defense. If we wouldn't have, we would have caught it. But we were having fun. So, that's my like little story. But I am enjoying it. I'm like 30% of the way through. Maybe 35% of the way through. I've been reading it at work, and I have a really cute like little highlighter that I've been highlighting like that, and it's just like pastel. And I thought I wasn't gonna find too many things in here that I loved enough to highlight, because I don't think I did with any of the From Blood and Ash books. I don't think I highlighted a single thing. So I was a bit nervous, but I am enjoying it enough to highlight stuff. And I find a lot of the side characters interesting. It is just like interesting to think like, wow, this takes place before From Blood and Ash by like thousands of years. And I'm kind of really enjoying that. Like part of me is like, okay, I'm gonna read all these ones, and then like the Shadow and the Ember series, and then I'm gonna go back and read From Blood and Ash again. Like I feel like I have to wait until all of them are released now. and read this prequel series and then go back and like reread From Blood and Ash and read all the From Blood and Ash books. I know that's not how it's gonna happen, but like one day when all the books are out, including there's another series or duology that she's releasing. She announced that yesterday. Oh my god. She's announcing like a compendium. Maybe that will help. The compendium with like all the information on the world and stuff. So, I mean, that's gonna do something for my brain. As much as I love this one, a lot of stuff happened in like the last 100 to 50 pages in The War of Two Queens, and they explained a lot of things that I got names mixed up with, and that's just why I'm confused a little bit. You know, do we feel that? Did anybody else get confused during like the last battle scene when they're explaining who's who and what's going on? And I feel like I'm the only one. I feel like I messed up somewhere and I'm like, I need to make up for it somehow. So, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain my thought process on that. There is no other way to explain my thought process. That's where I'm at with this. I was gonna read Zeros first, and I do have the audiobook for it, but I truly, coming into the end of the year, I just like to focus on like comfort novels and comfort authors, comfort series, because you know that seasonal depression really hits hard. Literally, I was having such a good time in October and everything was awesome, and I was like, wow, normally I'm depressed by now. And then as soon as the snow fell, it was like instant sad. And I don't know how to deal with that, so I just do comfort books. I wasn't actually gonna read this until the new year, but I'm having a good time reading it. And now I feel like since I've started my makeup and stuff, I can't finish this clip until I'm done my makeup so that you guys can see. Is that weird? Do we feel like that's weird? But it is like almost December and I still don't have my winter tires. We will say that. What's going on in your guys' lives? Do we care about this book? Also, when you guys see this, will have rebranded like my entire YouTube channel. That's like my New Year's plans. So just to rebrand my entire YouTube channel. So I hope you guys like it. Do we like this new way that vlogs are set up? Because I already have a couple of vlogs filmed that are gonna have the new setup instead of the old one. And I hope they're more enjoyable. I hope they're easier to navigate. I hope that my YouTube journey is more exciting in 2023. Since 2022 has been like, focus on my career, I graduated, right? I got my license, I got a car, I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I got a job, and I've just been kind of advancing my career. I've got like 3, almost 4 mini promotions basically within where I'm working right now. They're not necessarily promotions, but like moving from department to department and learning stuff, learning new things, just figuring out where I can be of most help and just improving wherever I'm at, and then moving on to like the next one basically is what's been happening, and it's been really good. So like that's been like a really big focus, but I think that 2023 is I'm gonna focus on YouTube and like my hobbies and stuff, because like now I've got the job stuff locked in solid, have my degree, my social life is finally back, no thanks to COVID and being in school and stuff, and now I just really want to focus. Like I want to play video games, I want to play Dungeons and Dragons, I want to read, I want to have my YouTube stuff go off, and that's just how I feel. I hope it goes well. I have big plans for my life outside of work, and that's kind of what matters to me right now. I hope we're all excited for 2023, even though you will see this in 2023. Let me know how your year's going. Is it going how you planned it? Since I'm so much talking about the new year already, I've already started my 2023 reading journal, like planning for it and stuff. I've already picked it out. I hope it looks good. By now I should know. Personal life stuff, you know? I usually wear way more mascara than this. I'm gonna have to fix that. So there's my update. Hopefully I won't only update you when I finish it. We should update again at least one more time. Maybe like 60% of the way through. Hopefully like 2 more times, because this is a BB book. This book is over 600 pages. Oh my god, there's recipes in the back? That's the cutest. Is that what the Indigo exclusive edition is? It has recipes? Oh my god. Okay, it's 632 pages, which means I have 400 pages left, so I better update you guys in like 200 pages, and then maybe 100 pages after that, like when I get close to the end, and then when I finish it. I'm really shitty at updating. I try my best, but I suck. Anywho, see you in a sec. Okay, I've tried to film this twice already, and the second time I was like, oh, it's not gonna work, so I went on a rant about how much I hate milk, and it still deleted it, so that is gone out of existence. It's wonderful. Today is the last day of the year. My plan is to finish A Shadow in the Ember. I am very close. I'm like almost 150 pages away, so I think I can do it, but I am obsessed. This is like from Blood and Ash is amazing and I love it, but this is like better purely for the humor, because from Blood and Ash I'm so far in I can like predict it a little bit. This stuff is fresh and new. Like, for example, there is a scene where our good old friend Sarah is in the bath. I'm assuming that's how you say it because her name is Seraphina. So Sarah is in the bath. Ash washes her hair. It's really cute and romantic and just like adorable. And then she's like, okay, I need to seduce him. Like, this is the whole reason I'm here. We're gonna seduce him. And she gets out of the bath and she just stands there and she goes, I'm wet. And he's like, fuck. And she's like, no, I need a towel. It is so good. I told people about that at work because it was so funny. I was like, I need to tell somebody. Anywho, I am enjoying this a lot. The humor is just so funny. And like, I don't remember if I highlighted from Blood and Ash. I don't recall highlighting anything that I loved in there, but I've highlighted a lot in here. And like another moment where she like tries to leave her room and she's like, oh, are you guarding outside my door, to the one guy? I don't even remember his name. There's so many people in this book, I can't remember anybody's name. She's like, are you guarding? And he's like, it would appear so. And she's like, so can I leave then? He was like, not right now. And she's like, what about like in an hour? And he was like, well, I don't know what's happening in an hour, so maybe. And it's just like so funny the conversations they're having. Oh my god. And like, I love Baby Reaver and Baby Jade. They're so cute. The baby Draken. Oh, I just can't get over it. This is like so fun. I'm having such a fun time. And the fact that I even remember to update you guys because I'm trying to finish this today is like a miracle. So we're gonna finish this today. It's gonna be my 100th book this year. It's gonna be the last book this year. And hopefully it'll be good, other than the fact that I have a migraine and I am loving this pillow thingy. It's got wheat in it for my neck. Yeah, that's what's happening. I'm also double fisting coffee, so I should probably eat some food or something. In the meantime, I'm loving it. It's a good time. We're having the best of times. Editing Darby here. I forgot to wrap up this book. Final thoughts for An Ember in the Ashes. No, this is not An Ember in the Ashes. This is A Shadow in the Ember. I think the second one is An Ember in the Ashes. Anyways, I finished this many months ago. It's like almost the end of 2023 now, and I finished this as my last book for 2022. And I will say, I can't stop thinking about it. I think about this book all the time. The end betrayal, the everybody that's included in this, this is everything that I wanted from this world since reading From Blood and Ash. This is better than From Blood and Ash, and the fact that I can't stop thinking about it is proof. I still haven't picked up the second book, but I know that my book hangover will be worse. So I'm low-key waiting for the third one to come out before I subject myself to that, because I'm already in enough mental pain already from finishing this. I knew the betrayal was happening, but it's such a miscommunication trope cringe thing that it upset me very much. So it was almost like a betrayal to me that this would happen, but I literally still can't stop thinking about it. So the third book is coming out, I think, in December. I want to read the second one in November. Hopefully it will happen, but oh my god, I'm pretty sure I get 5 stars. It was like such a nice way to finish off the year. I just went back and read like the last 3 pages, like skimmed them, and I was like, ah, yes, this is where it was. Beautiful. Terrible betrayal, but beautiful. And those are my thoughts. So the fact that it's many months later and I can still think about everything that happened in here, and I just noticed again that there was recipes in the back, and I still want to try the recipes. So there's garlic butter, which is pretty easy to make. Blessed bread, probably. For the garlic butter. My lighting turned off. There we go, now we're good. And there's Shadowstone Stew. And let me see. Warm water, dry yeast, salt, sugar, oil, and flour. Yeah, that's typical. Butter, salt, and minced garlic. Yeah, and then for the stew, we have olive oil, butter, flour, salt, pepper, beef chuck roast, red wine, thyme, garlic, beef broth, potatoes, carrots, onion, and mushrooms. I actually can't eat this because it has a whole bottle of wine, red wine in it. And I can't have red wine. So anyways, very exciting though. That's my update. Now to the next book, which I also forgot to give an update again, so I'll see you again in a couple minutes as editing Darby. An update for Zeros. I'm a really good chunk into this. I am like 27 chapters in or whatever. Yes, I sound like garbage. Don't mind me. So like I'm almost to page 160 something. Pretty good. I'm having a good time. It's very interesting and I need to talk about it. I've been like meaning to talk about it, so I'm like forcing myself to do it right now, which is why I look like garbage and everything is like off. Actually, depending on what time it is, the lights might turn on by themselves. But anyways, this says on it, says every power has a price, and it's literally the book, okay? Every person in here who have powers, their powers basically amplify their weaknesses. It's kind of insane. So like, let's go over the characters and what's going on with them. So first of all, the Zeros is what the group was called when they were a group of people. And there are 5 members of the group. And then there's also this additional girl on the sidelines. But anyways, the main one we have, and the chapters titles are like their names. So the main one is Scam, and he's like very nervous, very bad about talking to people. He like has no confidence in himself, and his ability is Scam he has this voice that talks for him and tells people exactly what they want to hear, and he knows everything, and he's only good like one-on-one. So interesting. And he basically broke up the group back when they were a group called Zeros because he just told everybody secrets and was just so angry. He just like spewed all this stuff that was all true, which is why it pissed them off, obviously, because like why the fuck are you supposed to say that? But he also like isn't present when the voice is talking. It's like hearing somebody else's conversation. He's just letting it do its thing. So it's very interesting. And then there is Flicker. Flicker is blind and she is a twin, so she has always used her twin to see because she can see through other people's eyes. And so her being blind like doesn't bother her because like she can see through other people's brains basically, which is just really cool. I like her ability. And then there's Crash, and Crash is good at crashing electronics, but it's kind of excessive where she's like, she has to crash something. She loves electronics, but she has to crash it. Her ability is like, I have to destroy what this is, and just like, it's very interesting. I like hers probably actually no, I like Crash the best. I think I just said that I like Flicker the best. Honestly, I like all of them so far, but I like Crash a lot because she like can't hold back from just doing one. She has to do everything. It's like to the extreme, which is cool. After Crash, we have, what else is there? Their leader is called Glorious Leader, and he is really good at forming group connections and making people pay attention to each other and just bringing everybody together. And then the last one is Anonymous, who is also really cool. And he does the opposite. He sees everybody's connections and he disappears. And he's very, very shy and nobody really notices he's there. And he's just like irritated because he's like, he's taking care of Crash right now because some stuff happened. But not Crash, sorry. He's taking care of Scam right now because something happened. And Scam like can't even remember that he's there with him. He's just like, oh right, you're this guy. Oh right, like you're this guy. And he even wrote his name on his hand. Tobias, I think is his name. And he can't even remember that he's like standing there with him, which is just like really frustrating for Anonymous. So it's interesting. And then the sideline girl, Kelsey, is really good with calming crowds. She feels a crowd's energy and she can change it. So she can make them calm or make them angry, or it's just very interesting. Like these are such weird powers that it's like super cool and I'm very much enjoying it. But so the plot so far, moving on to that, is that Scam did something with drug dealers and he robbed them or something of their money, and he was like, I need to protect this. So he went to a bank to go put it in the bank, and then the bank got robbed. And he was a suspect because the voice came out and was like, I know your daughter, to one of the robbers. And he got arrested basically. and then the rest of the group had to break him out. So that's kind of the plot. They took over the police station. It was very fun. This is very fast paced and you learn a lot. Oh, I guess Kelsey does have a name and it's Bellwether. So they're all in the back. Scam, Crash, Flicker, Anonymous, Bellwether. What about Glorious Leader? I hate that he's called Glorious Leader. He's like, I'm so important, I make everybody else feel important. And yeah, I hate that name. He's also like Rich Kid, but I'm liking it so far and I hope to finish it soon. I really hope that it's not too loud with the bath running, but I'm very, very close to finishing this. I literally have, it's about 2.5 hours listening time, but it's less than an hour for me. So I will be finishing this very, very soon. And Bellwether, I was wrong in my last clip. Bellwether is Glorious Leader. They are the same. But I guess you don't want to put Glorious Leader on the back of this. It's kind of bad. They gave Kelsey a name and now I can't remember. It's been a couple hours since I was listening to this. I don't remember. Anyways, Mob, I think is her name? Mob, possibly. Anyways, things are just hitting the stakes. It is very slow in the sense that it slowly builds to something because it just feels like everything's slowly going wrong for them, and I very much appreciate that. Right, I'm like teetering on like a 3.75 at the moment, but we'll see if this ending is explosive and it changed my mind at all. I doubt it, but 3.75 is where we're sitting, and I have like, I don't know how many pages this is left. Oh yeah, she's called Mob now. They changed her name at the top of the chapter titles. Oh yeah, I'm like exactly 100 pages away from finishing this, so fantastic if you ask me. I'm having a great time. This is honestly, for a superhero book, that's not cliche or cheesy at all, like not at all. This is very enjoyable and very fun. I am appreciating it. Editing Darby here once again because I obviously either A, forgot to finish this clip and the end of the vlog, or B, I've lost it because I transitioned while I was making this vlog from camera to phone to new camera, so a lot of shit got missed and missing, and I'm finding this a lot with a couple of my videos that I have. I'm missing clips, which is perfectly okay. But this is for Zeros, which I don't even know where the book is. Oh, it's like up on this shelf, like right there. But I enjoyed it very much. I don't remember how much I gave the star rating, so give me 1 sec to find it. And yes, I have a cold right now. I'm sorry I sound awful. I gave it 3.5. It was very fun. It was very much like a light-hearted YA, and I mean not YA, it was like a teen book for sure, aimed at teenage boys, and I think that Scott Westerfield and Patrick Ness both do like a beautiful job of trying to get teenage boys into reading, despite the fact that like reading is not really aimed at them. I think that this is a wonderful book that if you have a teenage boy they should read, or even a teenage girl who's into superheroes. I would have loved this when I was a kid because Iron Man came out like when I was a kid, so I feel like aiming this at like the superhero audience, the people who like Marvel but maybe want it to feel more realistic, especially DC. If you want DC to feel more realistic, this is kind of what you go for. This is the perfect kind of, if we were dreaming that we could be superheroes, this is kind of like the abilities, and the fact that it sends the message that your weaknesses are actually your strengths. Beautiful message. I loved that. I appreciated it so much. And I honestly think that everybody who's like between, I'd say 10 to 15, like this is a great book for you. 12 to 15, that kind of bit area. I think it's like great to be aimed at that, and I feel like it should be talked about more. It's not really an age range or a type of genre or like a category that we all really think about, and I definitely think that like the 12 to 15-year-old boy needs to also be represented, and this is a beautiful example of that. And honestly, I would have loved it when I was a kid too. I still love it now. I've like always tried and wanted to write a superhero novel, and I think it would be very fun to write a superhero novel, but very much all I saw as a kid was like werewolves and vampires and stuff. So this is something that I wish that was aimed at me when I was a kid, and I feel like there should be more out there like this, because most superhero stuff is graphic novels, and graphic novels and comics are very short, very hard to get to, and don't always like offer us the same amount of like context and stuff that we get when we read like a full-length novel, or even, this is a trilogy, so there's going to be more, and I think there needs to be more stuff like this. Like this stuff needs to exist more because it was so good. It was so good, and I just like talked about so many good topics and things, so I thought it was really good. But to wrap up this vlog, I read 3 books. I don't even recall what I read. What was the first book I read? Jesus. Hang on. I read Hunting Prince Dracula, which was pretty good. I still think about that. Stalking Jack the Ripper was definitely better than Hunting Prince Dracula in my opinion, but I think I liked the creep factor of, like, the plot twist of Stalking Jack the Ripper was amazing and like it was fun and creepy at the same time, but Hunting Prince Dracula was definitely like the gothic thing that it was aiming to be, and I very much appreciated that. And then I read A Shadow in the Ember, which I totally called by the wrong book. I actually called it An Ember in the Ashes at one point, which is a completely different series. It's not even the same series. Y'all need to stop making your books sound so similar because I get the titles mixed up. Stop it. Just stop. It's not worth it. And then I read Zeros, and they were all very enjoyable. This is such like a weird mix. We did like a gothic romance, murder mystery. We did vampire, magic, high fantasy, adult with smut, and then we did teenage boy superhero. Oh, what a combo, but they were all really good. But thank you so much for watching this vlog. Sorry it's a little chaotic and I couldn't remember anything, but it's been like a couple months now. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you got something from it, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!